I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. As Budget Day approaches in Saskatchewan, residents are already bracing themselves for a tighter hold on the finances than in previous years. Hockey is a true Canadian sport enjoyed by all ages, and nowhere is this winter pastime more applauded than in Maple Creek. Athletic programs play an integral role for students of all ages. Here in the Chinook School Division, a variety of sports are offered year-round. And according to a recent report presented to the Chinook School Board, the health, academic, and socialization benefits are unlimited for those participating. Thanks for joining us here today. March 20th is Budget Day in Saskatchewan. And in this report, we speak with several Southwest Saskatchewan stakeholders and what they'd like to see come out of the budget. As Budget Day approaches in Saskatchewan, residents are already bracing themselves for a tighter hold on the finances than in previous years. However, with that said, the public is still hoping to see some investment in the key areas such as highways, healthcare, and education. The Chinook School Division already has a new school project well underway, with the construction of the combined École Centennial School and the All Saints Catholic School in Swift Current's North End, with Fairview School now requiring upgrades to deal with the influx of students it will encompass. And any funding from the province in this aspect would be greatly welcomed.
We have been directed by our board to work with the Ministry of Education and maybe even explore some out of the box types of scenarios to allow us to get moving on the Fairview School project. The board has publicly stated it will be a K-8 school. That will require some renovation at the school. We're projecting 310 students to be there. And ideally, we would open in the fall of 2014, but even though that's a year and a half away, that's not a whole lot of time in terms of renovations.
Meanwhile, for the Cypress South region, one long-awaited project is hoped to be on the province's radar come Budget Day.
I'm really looking forward to hearing an announcement or a directive with regards to Swift Current long-term care. Of course, everybody's been talking about that for a number of years, so that's on top of my list.
And from a municipal perspective, communities such as Maple Creek have key areas requiring funding.
A very important one here would be to see a program for housing, attainable type housing, especially for seniors. That's a big one here that we're short of, and we have, a lot of seniors and baby boomers coming up, so it's something that we really need to look at and prepare for. I guess another one for us out here is, funding for flood prevention. I know he's got a program there that they put some more money into it, but we've still got, a project we'd like to finish and complete.
Budget Day is March 20th. Southwest TV News will bring you the highlights following its unveiling and its impact on the region.
Trust the team at Pinnacle Financial to help you reach your financial goals. Whether you require personal or corporate income tax planning, bookkeeping, management consulting, or full-service mortgage brokering, our expert team has you covered. Contact us today to begin your climb to the top.
Hello?
Hey, Mom. Chris has a fever, but I can't remember the number for Healthline.
They just changed it. The Healthline number is now 811.
That's easy. Thanks, Mom.
Healthline 811. Professional health advice 24/7.
Community collaboration shines through at an annual event in Maple Creek, bringing together residents of the town and that of the neighboring Nekaneet First Nation. Hockey is a true Canadian sport enjoyed by all ages, and nowhere is this winter pastime more applauded than in Maple Creek, where hockey fans fill the stands to cheer on their favorite team. But this isn't just any hockey game, this is a battle. It's the Battle of the Little Big Puck. The Battle of the Little Big Puck is into its 31st year, bringing community members out to the local arena for an evening of hockey action and camaraderie. A concept which began through a casual conversation one afternoon.
A couple of cowboys and a couple of members of the Nekaneet band, who are also somewhat cowboys, on a hot summer afternoon. We're having a few cold beers in the old Commercial Hotel, which is one of our landmarks here. And, you know, they got bragging about and arguing back and forth who could ride the bucking horse, who could rope a calf, rope a steer. And all of a sudden, the conversation turned to hockey. And one of them, I'm not even sure which side, had said, well, I don't know about that, but we know we got the, damn sure got the best hockey players. And of course, the other side called them on it, and they said, well, this winter we're going to have a hockey game, and we'll determine that. And as they say, the rest is history.
Although the group could have chosen any other sport for the community challenge, hockey was the ideal choice. From the excitement of the game, to the action on the ice, and the capacity crowd in the stands, these two teams are driven year after year for a competitive game, while nurturing long-standing friendships and raising money for various community projects.
In this community of Maple Creek and Nekaneet, you know, we hold it dear to our hearts because it's unique. Nowhere else is it held. And, you know, like I said, we gain momentum. The Maple Creek flag that we have here, you know, shows the Indian and the cowboy. And for us, it's a mutual partnership, mutual respect.
Hockey is a big part of small-town Saskatchewan. But here in Maple Creek, this is an event.
It just seems to go over so well and really brings the community together. There's lots of people at the rink tonight. This will be the only time they come to the rink all year, so that's pretty cool in itself.
Following several action-packed periods, the teams return to their dressing rooms. These players are not having a pep talk with their coach, but are preparing for a battle of sorts. The Nekaneet Warriors are applying makeup and changing into their ancestral outfits, while the Pro Rodeo Cowboys are lacing up their chaps for a unique twist in this hockey game. A ceremonial entrance takes place on the ice as the third period now transitions into the Cowboys versus the Indians, with the local RCMP keeping the peace on the ice, refereeing the game dressed in their red serge and Stetsons.
I guess what it makes us realize is we do have distinct cultures, so we get to celebrate that, and only in the community of Maple Creek and Nekaneet can we do that. I guess you can do it openly, so we celebrate that. You know, we're passionate about who we are. The ranch community, it's a community that's not disappearing, it's actually gaining momentum, and with us First Nation people as well too. You know, it's something that we teach our youngsters almost on a daily basis, so to go take it to the ice, it seems natural to us.
As the action continues on the ice, now with each of the players facing a new challenge, with their outfits often limiting their overall skating ability, the game rises to a whole new level. An excitement which transcends to the fans and the organizing committee.
It's a privilege to play in this game. Not just a privilege in this area, but it's a privilege, I think, nationwide. There's no other place I know that has an event like this. And if you get to play in it even once, that's quite an honor.
The Battle of the Little Big Puck, celebrating cultural diversity, friendship, and a sense of community. Maple Creek, where past is present. The following is a paid political commentary by David Anderson, MP for Cypress Hills Grasslands, and does not in any way reflect the opinion of Southwest TV News.
This is David Anderson, your Member of Parliament for Cypress Hills Grasslands. Welcome to the Anderson Report from Parliament Hill. Sharing information about issues with you is very important to me, and this is another way of doing that. Saskatchewan's economy continues to be very strong. The latest economic indicators from Stats Can show our unemployment rate is down even further to 4%, which is basically full employment, while employment numbers are up by about 1.5%. Manufacturing continues to be strong, and resources and agriculture both underpin our economy. Our federal government has been able to work with the provincial government to lower taxes and to create opportunity. One of the issues that we've been concerned about has been the integrity of the EI system. Every year, hundreds of millions of dollars of EI contributions are lost because of ineligible or fraudulent payments. For more than 3 decades, Service Canada's Integrity Services Branch has investigated suspected fraud under the EI Act. As a result, $500 million in ineligible payments were discovered last year. But the EI system still lost hundreds of millions of dollars because of fraud. Recently in the House, the opposition have questioned and tried to stop the government's attempts to root out false employment insurance claims. You know, the only people who lose if the opposition stops us from auditing and getting rid of employment insurance fraud are the honest residents of Cypress Hills Grasslands who pay their premiums and who follow the rules. We will ensure the integrity of the employment insurance program even as our economy continues its strong performance. Until next month, this is David Anderson, Member of Parliament for Cypress Hills Grasslands.
The Chinook School Division sports programs continue to play a positive role for many students across the Southwest, with a growing need for community coaches. Athletic programs play an integral role for students of all ages. Here in the Chinook School Division, a variety of sports are offered year-round. And according to a recent report presented to the Chinook School Board, the health, academic, and socialization benefits are unlimited for those participating. And alongside of having students involved in athletics is the ongoing need for qualified coaches. In many areas where teacher staffing numbers are low, community coaches are often on board, an area which Deb Reamer hopes to enhance through the creation of a special coaching handbook within the division.
I think what we'd start with is the principles and the values that are expressed by SHSAA, and they've developed a whole set, and that would be probably front and center at the beginning of the handbook, but also just the general things that happen. What do you do in case of emergency? Who do you get a hold of? What do you do in terms of operating in a school? So we'd have that in there as well. And SHSAA is also developing an online course for coaching, for non-faculty coaches to certify them, which is about, I understand, about a 10 to 20 hour course.
Now, as students across the division look forward to another season of track and field, the excitement is building for the approved construction of an all-weather 8-lane track at the Swift Current Co-op High School, with a few adjustments made for competitions this spring.
So we have to have a backup facility in place, and Shaunavon has stepped forward. We'll be making use of their track facility, and of course they have the brand new Wickenheiser Center. We'll be able to access that for, of course, added facilities and a kitchen area and to get out of the elements, although we are hoping for beautiful weather.
Over 500 athletes from across the Southwest are expected to compete in the scheduled track meets in Shaunavon this spring, with the hope of taking home a medal in their individual sport. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.